Firstly, let's settle what kind of yarn I'm using for this project. I'm using 100% acrylic yarn, this one. If you are from the UK, I'm pretty sure you can buy it in the Hobbycraft or whatever it's called, because that's where my husband bought it for me. And I'm going to put in the description similar yarn to this one. Then I'm going to be using 6mm hook and of course scissors, and this 3mm hook I'm using to weave in the loose ends, but you can also use the needle. And you will also need measuring tape or anything else to measure it. It doesn't necessarily need to be measuring tape, it doesn't need to be flexible, because we are not going to measure any circumference or anything like that, so any measuring tool will do. We are going to start by making a slip knot. So just take your yarn, fold it like so, and this tail needs to be on top like so, and you just fold it and pull it through. After that, you insert your hook inside and you tighten it a bit, not too much, just so you can still move it like so. And we are going to start making chains. This is what chaining is. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and you will keep making these until you have basically the width of your shoulders. But when you measure it, make sure that you stretch the chain. Now it is not really too stretchy, but once it is longer it will be quite stretched, so make sure that when you position it on your shoulders to see if it is long enough, that it is stretched. Now that you have your chain, you pull your last loop quite long, like so, yarn over and go through the last chain, which is right here. It can be a bit difficult to see with this color. You pull the yarn through, and now you have 3 loops on your hook. You yarn over, but you hold on to this one and you pull through the 3 loops that you have, and then you go through this one that you are holding, pull up a loop through there. Now you have 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2. So this will be your first one. After that we are going to chain 1, and here we are going to skip 1 stitch. So let's take a look. We are in this chain. We are going to skip 1 and we are going to be working into the next loop. So let's see. So like I said, skip 1 chain and work into the next one. So after you chain 1, you yarn over, go through the second chain. So this is where we are. We skip 1 and we go into the second one, go right through and pull up a loop. Again, pull it up quite high, like so. Now yarn over, but hold on to this one and pull through 2. Then go through here that you are holding, pull up a loop, and now you have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through 3. And this is the stitch we are going to repeat. So we will keep doing one chain, skip 1 chain here, and again this kind of stitch. Let me show you like 2 more times so you understand clearly. So again, now I chain 1, now I yarn over, I skip 1 chain, so that is this one, and I'm going to make the next stitch here. So I go through the second chain, pull up a loop quite high, then yarn over, holding onto this one, and pull through 2, then go through what you are holding, pull up a loop, and you should have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3. Then again chain 1. So let me show you one last time. I already did my chain 1, so yarn over, skip 1 chain, go through the next one, pull up a loop quite high, like so, as high as you can, yarn over but hold here, pull through 2, then go back where you are holding, pull up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over and pull through 3. And you will keep continuing this way, which means you will always keep one chain. Now you will make one chain and make this kind of stitch in every second chain. I finished my row, and now keep attention, because this row we are going to do now is what we will be continue for a few more rows. So first thing you do is turn your work around, like so. And now you pull up this loop that you have right here. You pull it up, like so approximately, so it is like this height, more or less. Yarn over, go through the very first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and hold this again, pull through 3, go through here, pull up a loop, pull through 2. And that's your first stitch again. And after that you will continue the same way we did here, so you just chain 1 again, and you will do the exact same kind of stitch here. So yarn over, go through this stitch that is on top of this, pull up a loop, yarn over, hold it here, pull through 2, go back through here, pull up a loop, and pull through 3. Again, chain 1, and just so on. And we will do several rows like this, but make sure it is an even number. I think I will do either 8 or 10 or 12, I'm not sure yet. This is my panel. I made 10 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now let's take a look here. We are going to go right here, and don't cut the yarn or anything. And I'm going to measure 8 centimeters if you are, and I'm size large, so if you are size medium, then I definitely think 7 should be enough. If you're size small, then 6 should be enough, but I'm going to measure 8, and I'm going to put a stitch marker right here. So let's just put it there, like so. And now I'm going to make 2 rows from here to here. 1 row, then second row, but if you are size medium or small, I think 1 row should be enough. And this row will be just like here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these stitches, so that's what you should have in these 2 rows. So no increases or decreases yet. So that's the 2 rows, and now I'm going to basically start the row as usual. So I will turn my work, and this is where our sleeve will be, this is where our neckline will be. And like I said, like usual, pull up, yarn over, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, chain 1, and continue like usual. So I'm here at the end almost, and here I made my last stitch, and now I'm basically, if I went as usual, I would just put the last one here, but here I'm now going to place 2 stitches, and it will be in a way where I will place one like this, then again chain 1 and another one just like that. So let me show you. So yarn over, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, now chain 1 and another one right back there, like so. Now for the next row we will turn our work, and again in this first stitch we will place 2, so again this kind of stitch, but the beginning stitch we were doing always, then chain 1 and another one right here, then chain 1 and continue normally. And at this side we are not doing any increases, only at this side. So let's do the one we always do. So pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, like so, chain 1, and another one right here. Like so. Okay, I made some kind of mistake, looks like it. Three loops, good. And now again chain 1 and continue normally. So here I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. And then I will show you what to do next. So I'm here and now I will just start normally and place these kind of stitches this way, and then again in the very last one I will place 2 in the same way. So again this kind of stitch, chain 1 and 1 more. Then I will turn my work, and still in this first one that I make, that will be here, I will make 2 in 1. So this way, here where we were starting out, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. Here we had 7, 8. Now you will have 9 in this one, and then 10. So let's recheck together. So 2 rows of no increases. If you are size medium or small, you only have 1 row here. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows where I was doing no increases here and always increases here. So 2, 2, 2, 2, always in the last stitch. And now I have, like I said, 5 rows, and that's enough. Why? Because here I made, from here to here, the back panel, I made 10 rows. So you want to do the half of your back panel. And now we are going to start decreasing, but first let's do a strand. From here I'm going to chain, and I'm going to chain 30 chains. So just get it and keep chaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can do more chains than 30 if you want. This we will basically use to tie our shrug. So if you want it to be longer, then you can do it longer, of course. I ended up making 40 chains, and now you have to find the second chain from your hook. And sorry, it's a bit difficult to see with this yarn, but this is the first one, this is the second one. In the second one we are going to make a slip stitch. So go through the chain, pull through and pull through. Then in the next chain, pull through, pull through. And you do this in each of the chains that you have until you get back. So here is my strap, and I'm at the end of the slip stitches. So now I want to slip stitch into the first stitch here. And what we are going to do essentially is now we are going to start decreasing, and we will decrease these two together. So let me show you. Okay, so we slip stitch right into this first stitch. Now let's pull it up, this loop, yarn over, go through this first stitch, pull up a loop, and don't do anything yet. Yarn over, go through the stitch we want to decrease together, so this one, pull up a loop, yarn over, but hold it here, pull through all, go through here, pull up a loop, and pull through 2. And that's how we do it. Now you just chain 1 and continue doing these stitches. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more. And then again you will do the exact same thing, like your starting stitch, go this way, and then the last 2 stitches we will decrease together, and I will show you this one, and then you will be able to work on your own. I finished my first row where I decreased. Now I will come back, let's meet here. I will show you how to decrease here, but essentially this one that we decreased now is basically like only 1 stitch, so we will decrease this one and this one together. So after I only have this and this, so only 2 stitches basically. I am going to make a decrease again, so let me show you. Yarn over, go through this first stitch, pull up a loop, that's it, yarn over, go through the last stitch, which is like this one, these 2 together, pull up a loop, yarn over, again hold it right there, pull through all. It can be a bit tricky, then go through what you're holding, pull up a loop and pull through 2. And that's your decrease. Now you will turn and again decrease. Let me show you. Again you will decrease this. Okay, let's focus. This and this. So this is basically only 1 stitch, so we will decrease this and this, and then again you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the usual stitches, and you will keep doing this these decreases at this side until you have, again, for me it is 5 rows, for you it may be whatever, basically just half of your back panel. I finished my last row, and you should basically have 6. Well, I have 6 stitches. You should have whatever you were starting with here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is 1 stitch. And now what we are going to do is create an armhole. So just turn your work around so it is like this, and the sleeve will be here. So now I'm not going to cut this, I'm going to slip stitch this way, but from the inside. And yeah, it is up to you how big your armhole is, based on how big your arm is. So just maybe try it on and then place the stitch marker where you feel like it's comfortable, and then just slip stitch to the stitch marker. So for me it's just these 2 rows, so let's get it together and actually inside out, and I will get the stitch marker through both of these. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is where the stitch marker should be. And now, like I said, I will just slip stitch this way. And now after you slip stitch this together, you can start working on your sleeve by skipping here, but I like to basically finish the base of the shrug before getting to the sleeve. So I will now cut this and get to the sleeves, but if you don't want to cut the yarn, you will have less ends to weave in, then you can again skip to this time and you can start doing your sleeves. So once we finish this side, we can turn it around again, and at this side you basically do the exact same thing. So I will find where I basically place the stitch marker before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. So that's what I will also do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I will place stitch marker here. Then, like I did here, I'm going to make 2 rows, 1 row, 2nd row, then I will start increasing, and I will increase for 5 rows because that's the half of my back panel. Then I will make the same kind of strand, come back with slip stitches, and then I will make 5 rows of decreases. So I previously mentioned you can only do the strand while doing the front panel if you are at the correct side, and that was not the case for me when doing the second bit. And if that was not the case for you, then let me show you quickly how to do it now. So you just very simply attach the yarn here, and you can attach it by a knot. Then you go into the loop you inserted the yarn into, and you start chaining. And like I said, I chained 40. Here you can already see that I slip stitch all the way back along the chain. Now it's time to make the sleeves. You can already see that I already have one done. Now let me show you how to do the second one. These sleeves are very simple. You just attach the yarn wherever, in whichever free space you want, but I like to do it at the bottom of the sleeve. And then what I did is I basically made one stitch and one chain in each of the free spaces. But this way the sleeve will be a little bit smaller than your armhole. You can even see it here that the sleeve is like a bit reduced. So if you want your sleeves to be more loose, more flowy, then you should do it differently, and you should do it in a way where you basically start with one stitch in one free space, then chain one, and in the next free space you do stitch, chain one, stitch, chain one. So it will be basically alternating one stitch, two stitches, one stitch, two stitches, and so on. So now I am going to start by attaching the yarn as usual. And then I do my usual starting stitch. You already know the drill. And then, like always, I again chain one, and I'm going to make next stitch in the second free space. And like I said, I'm going to make one one stitch in each of these free spaces. Again, if you want your sleeves to be more loose, then you should have one stitch, then two stitches, one stitch, and so on. And now I'm already at the end of the first row, and what I do is I simply slip stitch into the very first stitch. Then I firstly chain one, and I make the chain very tight, and then I pull up the loop again very high, and I do the starting stitch as usual. After that, you continue the pattern of making one stitch on top of each stitch with one chain in between them, and you do as many rows as you need to make the sleeves long enough. Here you can already see that my shrug is almost done, but as the last step I'm also showing my method of weaving in the loose ends. So get your needle or your smaller hook and let's do it. Like I already said, I like to do this with a hook, so now I get my 3mm hook, and basically it can be any hook that is smaller than the one you are currently using for your project. So let's, for example, take care of this loose end, and the way I like to do it is I just take a look and I basically go down a few loops, like 4, 5. I get it on my hook and I pull it through. Obviously, if you use needle, you just put it on the needle and pull it through the 5 loops. I'm going to go a few more down this direction. The more you go, the better. At this point, I'm going to turn it over, and now I'm just going to go back the direction I came from. And this is what I basically always do. I go one direction, then go back the same direction I came from, and this way there is not like tension on these loose ends and they do not fall out. And what's even better is go one direction, then go back again the direction you initially went, and this way you create this kind of snail shape, and that's even better.